I'll never make a success of my life. I never thought that I would consider an abortion. I was so scared.
The getting pregnant part might have been a mistake, but the pregnancy and the baby are far from it. We're celebrating 25 years of life-affirming service that reaches out to people who have decisions to make about unplanned pregnancy, decisions about abortion, parenting, and adoption, all choices that will have a long-term effect on women's lives. 25 years ago, as we were youth leaders in our church, we would hear the girls talking about someone that was pregnant and considering abortion, and it just broke our hearts. At the time, Chris and I were unable to have children, and to hear the girls talk about babies like they were things you could throw away made us want to help them understand that children were not a curse but a blessing. We felt that if someone would tell them the truth as a friend, that the truth would set them free. We had a sign for years in the counseling room that read, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." At the time, we didn't know anything about a pro-life movement across the United States or pregnancy centers. We only knew of one center in Springfield, Oregon called Alternatives Pregnancy Center. We modeled PAC after this center. Our mission was simple: save babies and help their mothers. Initially, we were trying to set goals for the ministry, and so we said we'd give it a year. And then we had a long conversation about what goals had to be met within that year. How many babies did we have to save to determine God was in it and we should continue on? So we started at 100 babies, then 50. We kept rethinking the number until we got down to the number 1. We decided if we invested all the time and money in the world to save one baby, it would all be worth it. PAC saved their first baby the second day we were in business. That child graduated from Lebanon High School 17 years later, and we never looked back. That young man's mother was scheduled for an abortion the next day. We showed her and her mother the fetal model of a 15-week baby growing inside her tummy. When she saw the size and development of the baby, she cried and said, "I couldn't kill that." God used a fetal model to show her the truth, and the truth set both of them free. Our passion has always been to help women and save their babies.
I was 4 months pregnant and with an 8-month-old son. Sometimes I walked all night because I had nowhere to go. Then the day came I realized that I needed a car seat for my 8-month-old son. I had no money, so I turned to the one place I thought might help. I knew a little about PAC, and I knew where it was, but I didn't know everything. I came to PAC needing a car seat and ended up getting a lot more.
The first 7 years, we helped women place their babies for adoption through open adoption.
I was able to meet the wonderful Debbie Tracy at the Pregnancy Center there in Lebanon through my adoption journey. She had a program there at the time. I don't believe they have it right now, but it was called House of Ruth, and it was a national organization that pooled families that were looking to adopt babies, and they were Christian families. And so we went through those portfolios, and I found a wonderful family that stuck out. And so Debbie actually called this family. It was a Wednesday evening, I remember it well, to find out if they were still interested in adopting, and it turns out that they were. If it wasn't for PAC and Debbie obviously being the person that was representing the pregnancy center to me at the time, I don't know what I would have done. I mean, she was just a blessing. It's just a very confusing, scary time in any girl's life that's facing an unexpected pregnancy.
We helped a lot of women choose adoption until that part of the ministry grew so big that we couldn't do both an adoption ministry and a pregnancy care ministry. So we chose to stay true to our calling, the calling God gave us to save babies and help their mothers. A significant part of what we do is training and education, because we believe in empowering people with information that will assist them in making good decisions. I was feeling it wasn't a pregnancy, it was an inconvenience, because I was just about to start my graduate program, and it was a pretty, it was non-consensual, we'll put it that way. When I went there, they had me take the test and said, yes, you're pregnant, and then Debbie wanted to show me a video about babies, and I didn't want to see it at that point because I didn't want to believe that there was a baby inside me, because I was a little too afraid to face that one. And so then she said, well, come see me next week. And they were going to do an ultrasound, and she said just to make sure everything was alive and everything, and that's really what was going on. And so then the next week when I came, they did the ultrasound, and my daughter waved at me, and that was a pretty big wake-up call. Uh-oh, that's a kid. And so I couldn't really deny it anymore, and instead of trying to run away from it, it was almost as if I changed the other direction and wanted to protect this little baby inside me. And so I think the ultrasound was a pretty powerful tool for me. Having seen my baby made it really solidify, okay, this is a child inside me, I'm a mom, and I need to protect it, and I need to do whatever I can to make sure she survives.
Currently, we provide an accredited medical clinic that specializes in pregnancy diagnosis and STD testing. We provide a resource center that we educate and mentor men and women to be great parents. And we have a healing ministry for those who have been raped, sexually abused, or suffered from post-abortion syndrome. Our mission at the Pregnancy Center is
Helping women.
Saving babies.
Changing lives.
Building families.
And everything rides on hope now. And everything rides on faith somehow. So when the world has broken me down, your love sets me free. You become my heart's desire. And I will sing your praises higher. 'Cause your love sets me free.
you are PAC. You keep the doors open. You keep the ultrasound machine running. You keep the parenting classes being presented year in and year out. There would be no PAC without you. But because of you, the truth has been presented and 25,000 lives have been affected. Thank you so much.